So, it's finally time. Time for me to cover the tips and tricks section of my absolute favorite Kingdom Hearts game in the entire series. That's right, it's time for Kingdom Hearts 2. I've honestly been really looking forward to doing this one. Before we really start though, I'd like to lay down a specific ground rule. I'm not going to talk about the Station of Awakening. I did that in the first tips and tricks video, and I don't want to cheap out a spot to something I've already talked about in an earlier vid. With that out of the way, remember to like and subscribe, and with that shameless plug done, let's get started. So, since the original Kingdom Hearts video started out with the very first thing you did in the game, I decided we should start there as well. Now, unlike the first game, you don't start off in the Station of Awakening. Instead, you travel through Twilight Town for your tutorial. And as you continue on, you are confronted by Cypher from Final Fantasy VIII, a game I still honestly need to play because I hear it's really good, who proceeds to make fun of you, which escalates into a fight. But before the fight begins, you get the option of choosing between 3 different weapons. And you probably think that this is going to be similar to choosing your ability growth like the first game. But actually, no, it's not. At all. You see, whatever weapon you choose here only adheres to just a free stat boost. If you pick the normal struggle bat, you get a strength boost. If you choose the handguard one, you get a defense boost. And if you pick the stupid looking one, you get a magic boost. Other than that, they don't do anything other than change what your struggle weapon looks like. So don't worry about this actually having a major effect on your character. Also, if you're wondering what struggles are since this is your first time playing the game, just imagine 2 kids buying toy lightsabers from Walmart and absolutely beating the shit out of each other. But instead they hold tournaments for it. Yeah, it's just the same thing. So, if by any chance you've watched my Chain of Memories video before this, I point out that the level system was greatly changed with that game. But in 2, they chose to return to the original level style of 1, where levels give you increases in stats and gain you new abilities. Although there is one pretty big change to this. In 2, you no longer will receive any health or MP increases through leveling up. The only level increase you get that's magic related is an increase to your magic damage. So how exactly do you increase things like health and MP then? Well, this time around, they're tied to what's called the bonus system, a special system that was created for this game and continued on to several others. Bonus systems are extra rewards you get through doing things like completing minigames, beating challenges, or defeating the various story and secret bosses in the game. They will grant you things like health and magic increases, to more drive and summon gauges. They even give you some powerful abilities to equip onto Sora and his party. This one is important to point out as several of the best abilities in the entire game can only be obtained through the bonus system. Plus, it's helpful to know going in so you don't bank on leveling up to get more health and magic throughout the entire experience. Alright, with the level stuff out of the way, let's get started on number 3, shall we? For this one, I'm going to focus on the jobs you have to do in order to make money. You see, at one point in the tutorial, Roxas and his friends decide they want to go to the beach since summer vacation is almost over, and now have to make money in order to buy both tickets to the beach and pretzels to eat as well, because kids these days, I guess, really like eating salty pretzels at the beach for some reason. And they state you have to make 800 money to buy the ticket. A concept that doesn't seem hard, before you realize that they only start you off with only 150 money, and almost all of the jobs give you 50 money at most, with only one giving you 100 money for its high score. So the game forces you to play them over and over, turning this moment of the tutorial into an unfun slog of boring tedium, which would totally suck ass if there wasn't a way to completely skip all of this. You see, you don't have to collect 800 money at all. You can actually just get 200 money, go up to Hainer at the station, and wrap this section up with little to no hassle, skipping this really boring session in basically minutes to seconds. The only thing you miss out on is a measly +1 AP boost for getting 800 money, or a +2 AP boost for collecting 1200 money. It's also honestly kinda pointless to do this since A, you barely have any abilities right now, so those AP boosts will be pretty much worthless, and B, the game basically drowns you in AP boosts if you just play through all the worlds. Hell, from what I recall, a single Winnie the Pooh level gets you like 5 in one go. Trust me, it's way more worth it to just skip this and move on to more of the story, since this is around the time things are starting to pick up more. And with that wrapped up, on to the next. Up next is info on honestly what is one of the easiest things to miss in the entire tutorial section, and that is the hidden Cypher fights you were able to unlock in Twilight Town. During the time of the Struggle Tournament, which yes, I wasn't kidding, those literally exist, you get to bear witness to Cypher just absolutely getting his shit wrecked by Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, opening up to you facing Vivi in the finals. However, if you ignore immediately facing Vivi and instead head back to the hideout, you will find Cypher there. Go talk to him and you can actually fight him again. Beat him and you earn some extra experience points. And if you think that's the end of it, then you're in for a shock. After you defeat Vivi and all the shenanigans that follow, you are allowed a shot at the title match. But before fighting him, go back to the hideout once again and you can fight Cypher one more time. That's right, folks. They let you kick his ass not once, but twice. And it is very much worth it, considering how easy he is to beat and the fact he gives you some pretty sizable experience points for starting out. Plus, wiping that smug-ass look off his face never gets old if we're being totally honest. Okay, so for the final one on this list, I wanted to step out of the tutorial section and move on to something for the main game. And what better to focus on than a tip revolving around the all-new drive form mechanic. You see, drives were introduced in Kingdom Hearts 2 as an all-new gameplay mechanic, and were met with near universal praise. However, there is one thing that would hold them back, and that's how incredibly slow the drive cage would fill up, along with there not really being a lot of ways to fill it up outside of combat. There are drive gauge refills, but they are very rare to find in the field, along with only being made in the Moogle Synthesis shop. You can't buy any of them, which kinda sucks. It does get slightly easier to refill them as you progress later into the game, but there's no real way around fully filling it up to max outside of those two major components. Unless you know about the little mechanic I'm about to teach you. You see, there's actually a third option to fill up your drive gauge, and it revolves around you abusing both your drive forms and the save points. You see, in order for this trick to work, you need to stand on a save point while you're in any of the drive forms you have obtained outside of the anti-form, of course. Then, just leave the world and come right back. You will be kicked out of your drive form and your gauge will be at max when you return to that world. To be honest, I'm not totally sure how this works exactly. My guess is that they didn't code you in being able to enter or leave worlds in a drive form, so they just read you as not having a form and default you to having a full gauge. Not 100% sure, but hey, there's no reason to turn down a free full drive gauge, am I right? Also, by the way, if anyone knows why, can you tell me in the comments? I'd actually really like to know. And that's all for this video, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, once again, remember to drop a like and a sub. And I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.